No.
With Geoff Stephenson here in Cornwall, Ontario. Geoff, we're at the corner of Pitt and 2nd. You've just announced you're running for council. Why don't you introduce yourself to people that don't know who the heck you are?
Well, as you already know my name, you know that I'm looking for change, and I believe there's a lot of other people too. I'm kind of new to Cornwall. I've only been here about 4 years or so, a little less, a month or two. I've been in Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa, and I guess what I really like about this place is that it still gives you this down-home feel. It still gives you this feeling of being, what's that word I'm looking for? Comfortable.
Okay, I was going to say drunk.
It's not impersonal. I mean, you can walk down the street and run into people you know.
Yeah.
And they actually stop and say hello and acknowledge that you exist.
Yeah, you're a city of nearly 50,000 people, but it feels like a village of 5,000 people.
Sort of, yeah. It's got the best of both, really.
So you were just talking about change a second ago. What the heck do you want to change in Cornwall?
Change the way we do business.
What's wrong with the way we do business?
As everybody knows, we're spending a lot of money for a lot of wasted things. Whistleblower programs, tanks.
Corporate welfare for condos?
That too.
Yeah.
You know, you could keep going down the list about 90 miles an hour. Go around the corner?
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be a better way to do things. And as I've said before, and again, I don't lay claim to this one because I never will, but you know, if you keep trying to do the same thing over and over and expect different results, you're fooling yourself. We're got to make some changes.
We're standing in front of the Dominion Place billboard here in front of the ugly fence with stores that we don't actually have in Cornwall. Are you in favor of the $1.27 million that council just gave Dominion Place's creators?
I'd question why they had to give them that kind of money.
Yeah,
because it seems to me that with all the progress we're making and all the money that these corporations have, why do they have to have a handout from us?
Well, we just gave Smart Centers $3.5 million of corporate welfare, yet we do not have
Smart Centers is building a Walmart. Walmart has more money than God.
And yet we don't have a fund for small business in Cornwall. Imagine if we had a small business development fund of $3.5 million or $1.27 million even.
That would be incredibly fun. And then we could get more, if you want to call it for want of a better word, more mom and pop operations. Yep. Maybe people living in Cornwall who could become autonomous.
Keep the dollars local.
I'm a big believer in that. We like to, when we go shopping, we like to look and make sure that we're buying in our area from people that live here, from people that come from here, because we're putting our money back into the economy.
Yeah.
So if more people could do that sort of thing, we'd be laughing to the bank.
So
literally.
What other triggers do you have as to why you want to run for council? What do you want to change in Cornwall?
I want people to feel more pride in their city and not worry about what everybody else is laughing about at us. From the way things have gone in the past and the money that we've wasted. There's a lot of different reasons. And
so what do you do when you're not running for council? What's your background professionally?
Professionally, I used to be a service trainer for automotive service departments. I've managed and opened auto centers, auto stores, Mr. Lube, for example, if I can say the name.
Give him a free plug.
I've opened Mr. Lube stores in Montreal, Ottawa, here, and Toronto. I've worked for Toyota, I've worked for General Motors and Saab, mostly in claims administration and training of dealer staff on the dealer level.
Do you think
what am I doing right now?
Do you think that those skills will help you if you're successful as a councillor, if you're elected?
Well, put it this way. A lot of times you have to go into a place where there may or may not be some problems, and you've got to figure out how to solve these problems with what you've got. Okay? It'd be fun to say, let's just change everything, but that's not logical. That will never work.
So do you support, for example, all the tax raises that we've had the last 8 years?
No. No? Absolutely not. And I've got to wonder why. I believe it was said that council was asked to bring in a zero increase on the budget, and yet we ended up with, 1.5% increase.
Well, but what they're not talking about is our MPAC values have shot up over 4% this year. And who sits on the board of MPAC but our own mayor?
The other problem with that is that you've also got to wonder about Standard & Poor's and how our rating is going to be affected when we go to make loans. Mm-hmm. Because every city and every town and every province in the country lives by Standard & Poor's.
All right. Well, I'm sure we're going to hear more from you as the campaign heats up. If people want to get a hold of you, do you have a website or a Facebook page, or how do they get a hold of you?
Well, from the city, I was asked if I want to leave my personal contact information and address up there, and it's up there.
Okay.
If anybody wants to contact me, my numbers are there, my address is there, you can write to me, my email address is there, you can send me mail, you can call me, I don't mind. I'm not going to play hide and seek. If I'm going to be there to help people, I have to be available.
All right. Good luck.
Right?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.